It's late September, and I'm on my way up to Colorado's high country to witness one of the best wildlife spectacles in the world. It's the Elk Rut. But if you remember last year's adventure, it was pretty much a bust.
Just so off. Something just feels off. We've got a problem. There are no elk to be found.
Will this year be the bounce back that I'm hoping for? Well, I certainly hope so, but there's only one way to find out. Let's get up there and let's get to work. I entered the park for night number 1.
Good afternoon.
Hello.
Just a day pass?
Yep. And as I made my way past all of the hot spots where you normally can see the elk, flashes of 2024 came back to me as I found absolutely nothing. And so far, not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. So now I am sitting up here a little bit higher in elevation. I am at Poudre Lake, where I had such great luck earlier this summer with all the moose, and not a creature is stirring. We'll probably head back down to the lower sections of the park because that's where the elk should be right now. They should be down at lower elevation in those meadows. Back down lower, I found this bull all by himself. And you might think seeing a bull sitting here all by himself during the middle of the rut is odd, but it's actually fairly normal. Typically this happens when a bull has gone and tried to fight and is lost. They kind of slink away by themselves until the rut calms down and all the bulls become friends again for the winter. Better luck next year, fella. My big break of the night came when another photographer mentioned that there was a large herd of elk all the way back at the beginning of the park by the entrance gate. So I made my way, and sure enough, the telltale sign of this traffic jam let me know I was in the right spot. Alright, we might get saved here in the, saved to the bell. Let me drive by here and see what we got. And with not much light left in the day, I tried to salvage what I could. Unfortunately, I think I was a few minutes too late, as this bull was moving his harem further back into the trees, and with the light fading, there wasn't much to get here. And on the next morning into the park, it didn't take me very long to find some action. And everything was pretty calm this morning until another bull started making his way through the area, not far in the distance. I thought there was some potential for conflict, but the other bull moved through the area quickly and went back off into the trees.
Yeah, something troubling, though, is I normally use one of those little DJI mics that I clip to my seatbelt that I talk to while I'm driving here. And you'll notice it ain't here. And that's because I don't know where it has gone. I fear last night I had it clipped to my seatbelt, and as I was driving out, I came up on that herd unexpectedly, so I had to pull over really quick and take off the seatbelt and jump out. My guess is that as the seatbelt retracted back up, the microphone popped off and may have been outside, and I just didn't even notice. Right, I'm driving through downtown Grand Lake, and I'm going to give you a little local insider tip here about where to go to get a good breakfast. 'Cause it's all the way down. Best bagels, I'm telling you. I'm going to take you there. Yeah, here it is. All the way at the very end. Bighorn Bagels. Yeah, good bagels. They make good sandwiches. Decent coffee, too. Come here.
Good news. I'm back home and I found the microphone. So all is well. I was going to be so annoyed if I lost that, but I found it. Well, I am not having a ton of luck with the weather this week. Hello, just wanted to give a quick update. I am in here, it's a Sunday night, so this is night number 2. I'm about to start heading into all of our good spots, and a couple of updates I wanted to give. First off is I am sick. I've got a pretty good cold that I'm just trying to muscle through. My nephew in San Diego was sick on the trip, and I was trying to kind of keep my distance from him so that I didn't get sick, but I'm sick. So, also, good weather right now. The sun is around, so that's good. Tomorrow, Monday, is going to be good weather all day. Tuesday, it really goes bad with the weather. It's supposed to be raining all day long. And it's going to be cold. The high is only going to be like 44, which I don't mind that part. But the rain would totally sink us. So my plan is to hopefully get some good stuff tonight. And then, again, just kind of muscle through being sick tomorrow, doing a morning and afternoon session, and then probably heading home Monday night, maybe. Yeah, anyways, let's go see what we can get out of tonight. As I started my drive through the park, it ended up looking a lot like the night before. A lot of driving and not much action. A glimmer of hope emerged, though, as I pulled into the parking lot of this meadow, where I wasn't seeing any elk, but I was finally hearing them. Even as I scanned with my binoculars, I couldn't get visual, but I was hearing bugling moving from left to right up the valley, which gave me an idea. I knew of a hiking trail a little bit further down the road that would take me out in the general direction of where this herd potentially could be going. The downside of it, though, was if I was wrong, the night was over for me. And as I made my way down the trail, I barely had time to even set up, because this is the scene that unfolded in front of me. At first, the bull stayed pretty far back in the field close to the tree line, and I noticed there were some straggler cows that weren't too far away from me. And sure enough, eventually, he came back for them. With my adrenaline now at peak levels, I backed up, and fortunately the bull elk decided to retreat as well back towards the tree line, but he still stopped and gave me one last stare down. And one last snort, before finally retreating off into the woods. And on day 3, finding some action early in the morning wasn't very difficult. The downside with this encounter, though, was it was right by a popular parking lot, and there were a lot of people around.
So much better before all these tourists showed up, right?
Well, I'm used to it.
And despite giving tourists a hard time every now and then on my videos, they were well behaved in this encounter, and this bull was being super cooperative and gave me these great photos as well. As I wrapped up that encounter for the morning, I didn't know it then, but that was actually my last encounter for the entire trip.
Hello. Well, trip update. It's not a good one, unfortunately. I am on the way home. And my plan was to go back into the park one last time tonight, and then I was going to drive home tomorrow morning when the weather was supposed to be gloomy. And unfortunately, the weather forecast for tomorrow has downgraded even more. They are now expecting 8 inches of snow up here. I was like, oh boy, I do not want to be driving home to Denver through that. So I have decided to get out of Dodge now while I can. And don't get me wrong, there's a part of me that was like, ooh, well, elk in the snow would be pretty rad too, you know? But also, I-70 in snow, nightmare fuel. If you know, you know on that one. So yeah, I'm having to cut it a little bit short. But overall, it was great. I was so happy with the way this year rebounded from last year, and I think every session in, I had a good encounter, including a couple really good ones. So I'm happy about that. It's Elk Rut 2025 return to form. That's what I'm going to call it. So, anyways, that's the end of the episode. Sorry that I had to cut it a little bit short, and sorry that you had to deal with my nasally voice this cold. I feel fine. It's just one of those colds that's like super annoying. But anyway, so yeah, I'm going to get home, rest up a couple days before I got to go back to work. But that is the end of the video. So thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.